What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Did you have a nice E3? We all did. We loved it. Lots of games this year, one of which stood out to me, which doesn't seem to have got much coverage at all, which, if you couldn't tell, it's Sessions. Now, I wanted to do a video on this because I just felt like there was a massive lack of coverage. The trailer dropped for it and we all thought it was Skate 4. So when the Sessions logo came up at the end, we were all a bit surprised and I wanted to know more, but I just couldn't find any interviews or anything online afterwards from the press conference or anything. Now, they might be there. I don't know if it's the name of the game which is sort of holding it back, but that to me says that the coverage isn't there, because every time I search for Sessions the game, there seems to be only two YouTubers who have a number of videos covering the game, and those are from quite a while. I think some of them back from 2017, which surprises me because I've never heard of this game up until it was announced at E3, which is a bit odd. Upon the research, however, I found the Kickstarter campaign. Like I said, I didn't even know it was Kickstarter. I just thought Microsoft just wanted to do this. It's a Kickstarter project by a small French team, I think, called Creature Studios. It's a bit of a... Their signs over here, actually. Let's have a look. There you go. Those guys, those guys right there. Creature Studios. So after finding the Kickstarter campaign, which they have out, like I said, it's fairly outdated. I believe it's fairly outdated from what I saw on it. I found that they've got a demo. Clearly. So my video idea was completely thrown out the window, because now it was obviously a case of I need to download the demo, give my first impressions, what I think of the game, and obviously what I want it to be. So let's do that. The first thing most people are going to want to ask is, does it control like Skate 4 or does it control like Tony Hawk's? Neither. It controls more like, I said Skate 4, it controls more like the Skate series does. However, I'm going to just completely slow this right down. Your left foot and right foot are assigned to the face buttons. So the A button is your right foot, the X button is your left foot. So that's how you push. To turn and carve, you use the trigger buttons, which feels very nice to do. It's completely intuitive, I think. And I don't know how we've not done this before. However, it is a massive learning curve. The amount of times where I've just gone to use the stick and then I'll hit a wall and die. That is a massive learning curve, I think, which most players are going to struggle with at the beginning. But the more I've been playing this for about 30 minutes or so now, just sort of playing around. I'm not very good, but but it is getting there. It does feel a lot more natural to do that. Now, the way that the sticks work in this game, same thing. Right foot and left foot assigned. So I'm in the regular stance here, so my right foot is at the back of the board. So when I crouch, it's that one where I would have to pop so the right stick comes down. Then I would have to flick up with my left foot, which is the left stick. Simple. Simple, simple, simple. It's all controlled by the feet. And it feels nice. By saying that you've got two separate buttons for both feet, then two sticks for both feet, that does sound a little overwhelming and a bit more confusing than how it actually is. It's a bit hard to describe controls in a game. Like, I think whenever you explain how games control over video, or if you're explaining it to somebody, you can never really do a good job of it, because controls are something that you feel and that you play. And it does feel natural. The turning, I remember when I first booted this up, the carving aspect of it, I hated. Hate's a bit of a strong word. I really didn't like it, and I was like, this is going to be quite annoying. If there's an option for changing it, I'm 100% doing it. But it does feel very nice to do it like this. Now, my first impressions of the game, obviously this is an old prototype, I believe. It comes up at the beginning that this is a very janky, full of bugs. It's got glitches all over the place. But it was just a prototype for the Kickstarter page. That was funny. It was just a prototype for the Kickstarter page. I believe if you pledge to the Kickstarter, I think it's like $20 or something, then they send you a more up-to-date key, which is quite nice. They didn't have to do that. Oh, that felt really satisfying to do. But as first impressions from like a gameplay mechanics perspective, I'm really enjoying this. The controls, even though I'm doing a terrible job at showing them off, are very nice. It just feels natural, and I think that's the main thing that you want to get right with a skateboarding game, is how does it feel to play? And I feel they've absolutely nailed it here. It's very nice. And considering, I think this is a prototype from maybe late 2016, early 2017. I'm not sure on that, but I know it's definitely a year out of date, so the final project is obviously way further along. We saw that at the E3 showcase, that this is looking much better nowadays than how it looks here. But to have this feeling as good as it does in such an early state, I'm very excited to see what the final release is. Now, the main focus of the game, from the research I've done and from what the two main devs on their Kickstarter video have said, it's not about the points, which I think is very different for a skateboarding game, because obviously the Tony Hawk's games and the skate games, it was all about, skate was always owning the spot, you had to get the highest score on that bit, whereas Tony Hawk's was, you had a set amount of goals, mostly were point based or pulling off certain tricks in a certain way. This game, however, it's more completely focused on how it feels and just skating. I like to see this more as just a skate sandbox. That's how it's coming across to me anyway. Even on the, I'm going to get out of this animation. Even on their Kickstarter campaign, you can see the list of goals and how much money they want to be able to put in certain things. A story mode was fairly high up or low down. It wasn't the first thing on the list, let's put it that way. So the idea that there might not even be a story mode, I'm sure there is now that Microsoft have picked it up, but seeing as that wasn't even included in the base game, or that was like a stretch goal, I think, that says to me that there was definitely more of a focus on just creating a nice skating sandbox and having it feel nice to play and just to give players the freedom to do what they wanted instead of sending them down a tunnel of goals and objectives, which is quite nice to have. I do want it in the game, and like I say, now Microsoft picked it up, I'm sure that's in there. But the focus definitely does just seem to be on have a nice open sandbox and let players do what they want. The second main focus that I can pick up on from what they're saying is they've got a nice sort of filming and video making aspect, which to me, my background, I'm a videographer in real life, so those sorts of mechanics when they're put into a game, I love. And the devs have said that they want that to be a massive part of sessions. Damn it. The devs have said they want that to be a massive part of sessions, as they want to reflect as much skate culture in real life as they can. And if it doesn't happen on tape, then it doesn't count. And they want that to come across into the game. Now, the way they've gone about that, they've got a nice video editor in there. Unfortunately, it's not in the demo, but that's definitely something that we'll probably see in the future. But once you've cut your clips together, you can link your account with your own personal social media and then share those clips out, how you would if you did just land a really nice gap in real life, or you pulled off a nice trick, you would share that with your friends. That's something which sounds quite like, meh, who cares? I care. I care. So that seems to be the main focus of the game, is just do what you want, film and edit, and show off, essentially. And I'm really into that. I'm really, really into that. I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I sort of put this video together sort of quick and dirty. Like, I only found out that there was a demo for it today, like about an hour ago. I've just been playing around with it, getting used to the controls before I started recording. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely going to try and cover this game a lot more on the channel when new things are released, etc. I think it's not coming out until, I think, 2019. Might be February, because everything's coming out in February, isn't it? Now, this is one of the rare times where I am actually going to reach out to you guys and ask, what do you guys think of sessions? We don't usually fish for audience interaction, because if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You don't need people to ask you to do shit. So I want to know, like, what the overall sort of consensus. From what I can tell, it's pretty fucking positive right now. But like I say, where there's been barely any coverage on sessions, especially from me trying to find out, I had to do not a great amount of digging, but it's not in plain sight. So I wonder how many people would, if they don't find what they want on the first search, they would just give up, which is a shame, because there's a demo which you can go and grab for free. It's really small, it's broken as hell, but it's fun and it feels nice, and it just gives you a nice taste of what is to come. But like I said before, let me know what you think, especially if you've gone to download it since. If you didn't know that there was a demo before this video, then 100% just let me know, because that is pretty cool. And I want to know what you guys think of it, because I'm having a really nice time. I was really unsure with the carving controls at the beginning, but I am gradually getting better. And it just feels nice to do. And I'm just sort of rambling now, just because I'm more playing than I am talking. So I'm probably just going to leave it there. Let me guys know what you think. Definitely go and download it. I think that's the third time I've said that now. I will leave it there. Peace.